Good afternoon. It is 1 o'clock and starting right from the screen with my webinar presentation up, so I cannot see all of the rest of you. But if you would like to come in on the chat and let me know that you're here, that would be great. This is our training substitute teachers webinar. It is for administrators. If you are a substitute teacher and are here, you might have missed the email that went out to let you know that this particular webinar is for administrators. We will have one next week for substitute teachers. And there should be an email that is going out to the substitute teachers to advise them of that. Otherwise, substitute teachers might be bored by watching this. This is for administrators. But welcome, everyone. And it looks like Jeff Smith has posted that for us. So let's get started. Let me know where you're joining us from. Maybe you might tell us what the weather's like there. Anything else, just to let us know you're there. I see some of you coming in on the chat. And again, I apologize for any confusion from the substitutes. It might be confusing because it says it's about substitute teacher training, but it's more for the districts, and hoping that maybe you'll provide that training for your substitutes or require it. Kettering, Ohio, Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. Some of you I know, some of you I've met. You've been to our conferences, perhaps. That Cheryl has. And make sure that on your chat settings that it is to all panelists and attendees. If it just comes to the panelists, then the other attendees may not see what you've said or what you've asked, and it might be a question that they're having as well. So it's good if everyone can see it. So change that chat setting to go to all panelists and attendees. Thanks. So here today, I'm Kelly Stone. I'm right there in the middle. Also with us, just probably under the radar, you may not hear them at all or see them, is Jessica Smith. She's our substitute teacher trainer, but she's also our chief education officer. We have Sam Brand, who's over sales and marketing, and Jeff Smith, who is our president and CEO, and we would not be here without him. So they're helping me out on the chat. So some of you are not seeing the visual. I am screen sharing. So if y'all can let me know, are you seeing the screen that shows the pictures of Jessica and me and Sam and Jeff? Yes, yes, okay, good. So there is a visual. So if you're not getting the screen, you might wanna log out and back in again, and then maybe you'll have it. But let's go to the next screen. I don't know if any of you some of you may have seen this before, but I wanna start out with this awesome little video that we've created recently. And it talks about needing substitute teachers. Oops, sorry, that went wrong. Let me play.
We don't fly airplanes without a co-pilot, and we don't run schools without a backup teacher as well. That's why you are needed as a substitute teacher in our classrooms. Times are changing, expectations are increasing, kids are smarter, and we need more teaching and less babysitting today than we did in the past. Substitute teachers need to be better prepared and ready to teach, just like a qualified co-pilot. Even if you don't have a teaching degree, you can be ready to teach at a moment's notice, and we'll show you how. Make a difference in a student's life and enjoy a flexible schedule by becoming a substitute teacher today. We don't fly airplanes without a co-pilot, and we don't run schools without a backup teacher as well. That's why you are needed as a substitute teacher in our classrooms.
Excuse me for that. I thought that I could make that where everyone could see it bigger, and I seem to be stuck in that. So here, let's move on. And this is our problem of late, is that the coronavirus has kind of changed everything, turned everything upside down. And this is just, where we're at right now. And it's affected every district differently. I talked to different districts throughout the country every day. And it seems like, one's able to go back to school, live full time with everybody. There's others that are, for sure that they're going to be online and virtual learning for at least until, January. So, it can go from one extreme to the other, but we are able to help you in whatever circumstances your district might be, might find themselves. So we have found this, and this is just one example, but substitute teachers are in demand. I'm sure this is something that's on your mind. I imagine that's why you've decided to tune in with us today, is because substitute teachers are more in demand than ever. I know that there are states where the restrictions have been let up so that no longer do substitute teachers need to have a bachelor's degree. Now they may only need to have 60 hours of college or less than that. And whatever may have changed, it's probably opened up the door for more people to want to be substitute teachers. And that means all the more people that need to be trained. So we want to make sure that we help with that. And these are the things we typically focus on when it comes to substitute teachers. We're kind of experts in recruiting and retaining, but training is what we're going to talk about today. So I'm interested if you might answer in the chat for us, what kind of training are you currently requiring or providing for your substitute teachers in your district? And I'd like to see some answers come through on the chat. If you could just tell us what you're doing. Don't be afraid to be the first one to answer. Uh-oh, I'm not seeing any answers. And I know some of you actually do have training in place. Ah, there we go. Basic one-day training. And it's sometimes smaller districts do struggle with having the resources available. An orientation, okay. Orientation. Ah, I like that. Anybody that says they have to pass the study exam, yay. But that doesn't mean you don't need to be here. There's more. Some distance learning, okay. The substitute teacher training, yes, SubSkills training. Awesome. Basic information on distance learning. That is really important this year. There's a lot of teachers that have been thrown into the distance learning. At the end of last semester, it was really hard to even provide training for anybody, just, at the last minute, the way everything was. But nice to see the different types of training that people are doing, especially now that you have time to do that. And I know some of you have started school already. That doesn't mean that you can't still, get in there and train those substitute teachers, particularly now that maybe you've seen that there's some issues that they're having. So let's talk about the difference between training and orientation, because some of you said that you're only doing orientation. So I think you already get it. But in case you don't, the training is the skills. That's where, it provides improved efficacy. It's not just babysitting. It's standardized. Who needs it most? Everybody does, really. I mean, I don't know of most any job that would not provide some kind of training for somebody. Nobody expects somebody to just drop into a position and know what they're doing if they've never done it before. And and we believe it should be ongoing. So that's why when I said those of you who are using our SubSkills training, we're very happy to hear that. But there is more. Orientation is district guidelines. It's the subfinder information. How are they going to go on and sign up for a job, make sure they get the one they want, or find out what's available each day and so on. How do they get to the schools? They need those maps or directions. Just basic onboarding information as part of orientation. But we're true believers in the skills. I mentioned self-efficacy, and for those of you who aren't aware what that is, to me, I didn't know what it was. It's the individual's belief in their capacity to execute behaviors necessary to produce specific performance attainments. That's a lot of big words, but what it boils down to is that it is the ability for them to go in knowing, feeling confidence. To me, it's like their self-confidence. They're where they feel like they can do. If someone doesn't have that self-efficacy or confidence, then they're going to not want to go in, and start a new job. They're going to be afraid to be in front of those students. And this is an interesting little map for you. Before somebody takes the training, they're kind of way down there. Once they've taken the training, it puts them way up higher. They feel so much better about what they're doing going into that classroom. Now, it does dip just a little afterwards, because being in the classroom, they do realize, they do come up against, things are, oh, well, okay, yeah, this is not, totally easy. But you notice it only goes down a little bit. And as they continue to teach, then they get more and more experience and more efficacy. And what we believe falls into the skills training, and this was researched and studied back at Utah State University some 25 years ago, when our director, Jeffrey Smith, was part of a research project, yes, and they developed this skills training. They found out these are the things that substitute teachers needed and wanted. They need training in classroom management, teaching strategies, professionalism, special education, and legal issues. And so those are the things that we include in our training. The study training is available in some different, options. We have the Substitute Teacher Handbook. That's what was first created at Utah State University way back when. And we still have that. We're in our 10th edition now. I love our new 10th edition. It has places after, or amidst the learning, I should say, where people are asked to contemplate about what they're learning, what they are still trying to learn, what they've learned and how they'll use it. We're really giving people ways to think about what they're learning. The SubSkills online training includes those same things, but in this case, we've developed a course where it's online. The substitute teachers can go online to access it at their will, at their convenience. And it's something that makes it a little bit more easy for them to do at their own pace, and when it's convenient for them. Both of these options give them access to fill-in activities. There's actually, at this point, when I started, I think it was somewhere between 50 and 100, but now we're up to about 150 different fill-in activities. And these are just in PDF versions that they can either download and save, or they can download print, but they have them available to them to use with their classes that they go into. They often, I'm sure, come up with favorites that they have, and might depend on which age groups that they think those some are more appropriate for, but they have plenty of resources when it comes to that. And then we also have our refresher courses, which are the professional development for substitute teachers. They shouldn't have just the basic training. Now, the handbook training is something that a lot of districts have been doing live with their substitute teachers. There's a lot of interaction. They're able to practice what they're learning. It's in a controlled environment. It is just a limited time, and we make different trainer options for the people that are training the substitute teachers with the handbook, depending on how much time you have. Of course, these are typically scheduled as well. Now, this is a time with all the COVID and whatnot that it makes it harder to get everybody together for a live training. I am aware of some districts throughout the country that are still doing their live trainings via Zoom or Gmeet or, those type of platforms. Somebody I spoke to yesterday said they couldn't imagine how they really, can make that work. But I know some are trying, and, that's certainly an option. But we think that maybe the best option during the pandemic times is the online training. And we have had this available for years. We didn't just rush out and do this because we thought it was a good idea. This is something that's been a good idea for a long time. It's self-paced. It's really convenient for people to do, if they, rather than having to change their schedule to meet one time, during the week, to get together with everyone when there's a live training going on. This is something they can do at midnight in their pajamas if they want to. So it involves a lot of self-evaluation as they go through it. There are little quizzes and things throughout. I love that at the beginning there's a pre-test. For anybody who, most people want training. Most substitutes really do want the training, that, and will let us know that. But for anybody who might think that they don't need it, when they take that pre-test, they'll find out. I spoke to someone yesterday who said, "Oh, I thought I've taught for years, and I got an 80 on the pre-test. I thought I should have done better." So everybody has something to learn. It's very affordable, and it comes with, the online training has a test built into it. So the substitute teachers are able to prove what they've learned by completing the test, and they'll have a certificate that they can include in their resume. Obviously, those of you that are requiring it would want them to, submit that certificate to you. Our refresher training, again, this is what I keep saying that a lot of people need to start adding in, even if they're doing basic training, the refresher training. We say 1 year following, so, but 1A year is really what we mean. So in other words, you know, they need that basic training, but I do have several districts that have started adding in, you know, a requirement for the substitute teachers to complete one of the refresher courses, you know, each year, you know, in the following years after they've done the basic training. It's about 3 or 4 hours each, so none of it's real time intensive, but they do get a test to take to prove what they've learned. We give 4 tries on each test, and we are doing everything we can to help people be successful on those, and they receive a certificate. Now, in case somebody might have an issue with somebody who needs some remediation, this is a great tool for remediation. So to keep that in mind, you know, if somebody's getting complaints about classroom management, no matter if it's just been a year or 5 years, whatever, after they've started teaching, this is a really good tool for them to, a course for them to take to help them get back on track with their classroom management or with teaching strategies or special ed, whatever they might need. We provide wording for your website. These are just a couple of examples of websites where they've used our wording, and it makes it really helpful for the substitute teachers to know what they're supposed to do, where to go to register for the steady training. You can go to just steady.org/wording here to find out more about that wording, but these are just a couple of examples, longtime clients of ours and what they have on their websites. I was putting this together, and I guess I failed to put Fulton County. Fulton County is a great example of wording on your website as well. We want to make sure everyone is aware that we have this new course. I'm going to talk about it again as we go through things, but this is our Teaching Online Principles, Techniques, and Strategies. And this one we did develop when the circumstances of the COVID-19 came into play, and we wanted to make sure that we had something available for all of our substitute teachers, although this is great for regular teachers too. We have this teaching online, and just in the first few weeks that we had it out, we had about 4.8 out of 5 people, or we got a 4.8 out of 5 from about 15 customers that came and reviewed it for us at that time. And we've still just had lots and lots of great feedback coming back. Right now we have a special offer for that, for only $10 more now. And anybody that registers for the SubSkills training for $10 more can get access to the teaching strategies, the new online teaching strategies for distance learning course. So make sure that you take that into consideration, and I'm sure we, as a district, you know, we can, this is the offer that we're giving to substitute teachers when they go online. And if you would like to order the substitute teacher training for your substitute teachers for the, you know, on the coming year, we can certainly give you the same offer for your district. And just some things that we like to keep in mind, you know, benefits for substitutes is that they get, you know, our Sub-Suggestions newsletter every other week throughout the school year. They're going to get, you know, activity ideas, hints, tips for classroom management, teaching strategies, just little things that we put together on an ongoing basis to make sure that our substitutes are kept up to date in what's going on. We have our giveaways twice a year. In the fall and in the spring, we will do giveaway, and we give away great prizes too. I mean, an Apple Watch and Fire tablets and gift cards to restaurants and Amazon. So lots of great stuff. Make sure you watch for those. Our website is just a great resource for substitutes. We have training, obviously, but you know, there's a lot of other trainings that we make available there. And our Facebook page, that is a resource that comes available to the substitute teachers who've passed the SubSkills training with an 85%, which is what we recommend. And once they've reached that score, they'll be automatically sent an invitation to join that page. And it's a very active page, lots of interaction of substitutes sharing their experiences and ideas, what's worked for them. Yeah, it's a place for them to vent a little too, but hopefully, you know, that's what, you know, where people are coming back with ideas. Oh, this is what you could have done. Or this is, you know, that happened to me too. This is what I did. So we also have for administrators a lot of things available, conferences, webinars like this one, but newsletters and templates for newsletters, our steady.org website, and our Fill Rate Academy. I'll talk about that a little bit more. We have the website wording. Oh, I said Kelly, but there's Sam and Kelly. So both of us. Don't feel like you can't come to Sam or me for help when you need help with, as an administrator, with anything to do with substitute teachers or other educators in your district. And the newest thing that we've come out with is our Steady Skills Suite. We have so many different trainings available, and we realized that people are not aware of a lot of the trainings that we have. And the best way for us to make these available was to put them into some packages. So I'm going to talk about those a little bit. The SubSkills Package, SubSkills Training Package, is it has two different types of training. For new substitute teachers, we have the SubSkills online training, and I think I've covered that pretty well. So that's for your non-certified individuals, people that need, help being in the classroom. So even with a bachelor's degree, a lot of your teachers or I should say substitute teachers, even though they have a bachelor's degree, they still don't have any experience in a classroom setting and taking care of, the students in the classroom, whether it be online or live. And so it's really great for them to take the SubSkills online training course to get those skills that they need to be a teacher in the classroom. And again, it's got the downloadable activities they can use. Now, for returning substitute teachers, again, we have the advanced classroom management and advanced teaching strategies, advanced special education. These, again, the reason I bring these up again is because they are part of the package. So you've got both the basic training and the advanced training for your substitute teachers as part of that SubSkills package. And this is unlimited training for them. So, if you wanted them to, take all of it in the same year, they could. Although, like, we said before, it's kind of better for it to be professional development to do down the road. So maybe you wouldn't want them doing it all in the first year. But the ProSkills training package is for the full-time professional educators. So it's not just the substitute teachers, but it does include that training for the substitutes. And then we also have things like the para-educator training course. That's 3 hours. It's focusing mainly on classroom management and special education for paras. We also have the teacher classroom management course. I'm sure that there are a lot of you that know that you've got teachers that still struggle with classroom management. My understanding is that it's not something that's covered very widely in the teaching courses in college. When somebody's getting a degree, maybe they spend a half hour of credit of training for classroom management. And so we want to make sure that those that are struggling have this available to them. It is geared towards permanent teachers. It's not just the substitute teacher course. It's a permanent teacher course. And likewise, we have a specialist classroom management course. This is geared towards the specialists, those that aren't necessarily licensed as teachers, but they are working as librarians, art teachers, music teachers, but they're still, being required to be in a group of students and to, present a lesson to them. And they still need to have all those same behavior management techniques in hand. So we're teaching them as well. We have the Teaching Online Principles, Techniques, and Strategies course. Again, I've talked about that. I love this course. I was so impressed when I had a chance to look at it after it was completed, to see, what they had put together. I thought it was great. It's just kind of giving the whole idea of what's required, to the frame of mind that you need to have to, to enter this kind of, teaching arrangement, and how you can help the students in these new circumstances, how you can make sure that they're understanding and getting and receiving properly the assignments and the lessons, and likewise that you're getting the feedback and lessons and homework and assignments back from them, and that there's just a great understanding between the teacher and student. And I really like this course. We also have our Parenting Magic Foundations course. We developed this a couple of years ago, just kind of as an offshoot from Steady, because we have such great skills with, behavior management. We thought there was a lot we could probably help, parents with. When we decided to put together these packages, it was just kind of like a must that we would include this training for parents, because they're the at-home teachers now. And so this gives, access to a library of just hundreds of articles Every topic a parent needs to know about, managing their children's behavior. I know there's things like, chore charts and other important family type of things, that are at home as well. And then in addition, we have the training parents in teaching methods, which is very specifically designed for parents to teach their children at home, which is what they're being required to do so much. So Parenting Magic is more about parenting. Training parents and teaching methods is more about the parents being teachers. So we wanted to make sure we covered both bases there. And then of course our fill rate course is something that we include in this ProSkills package. This is the course for you, the administrators who are taking care of the substitute teachers, managing everything that has to do with substitute teaching. Some of you, depending on the size of your district, usually may have more responsibilities throughout the district than just substitute teachers. But even if you're the HR director, but you're still responsible for substitutes, then this is for you as well. It's not, just for somebody who has the title of sub-manager. So we want to make sure that that you have the skills you need to keep your fill rate where you want to be. I've talked to several districts that are happy to have a fill rate of 80 or 85%, but we consider that still too low, and we think we can help you get that higher. We want you to be somewhere between 95 and 100, not just down in the 80s. So that is something we have for you. So it's a great part of that package. And finally, the district specific module. Now this is just for districts that are with 12,000 or more students enrolled. But this is a place for you to pretty much put everything that you need the substitutes to have read, know, have access to before they onboard. And I think that it's a great addition for districts to be able to do this. We've been really happy to do this for several of our recent districts that have come on board with us. Hawaii, the whole Department of Education pretty much now is sending people to do their substitute teacher training with us. And they have a module that's, for anybody that's in the entire state of Hawaii, things that they need to know. But if it's just for your district, that's okay too. Anything that we can do to help you in making your hiring process easier, that's exactly what we want to do. And that's what this is designed to address. As soon as somebody from your district signs up for SubSkills and says they're with such and such district, if they have a district specific module, it is automatically assigned to that substitute, and they can complete it as part of their training. We also have our admin skills training package. That's the highest level, and it's for administrators and managers. It does include the SubSkills training and the ProSkills training, so that you've got everything that we've already discussed. And then also our Fill Rate Academy. We love our Fill Rate Academy. We designed that last year. We went through, month to month, adding, doing new sessions where we brought in people that we interviewed about certain topics. We were able to spend each session focusing on something very specific, like developing your subtask force, just, what you need to do to recruit people. Whatever specific topic that was, we tried to get other professionals, out in the field to help us to explain, the best practices and all of these sessions that we did. So that'll become available to you, as well as one-on-one, facilitation and surveys, things that will help your district and your substitute teachers. Are there any questions that anyone has? I've kind of run through a lot of information, and I'm sure that if you need, specific questions about specific courses that I covered or packages, that's where I'd love for you to, contact me or Sam, and let us know what questions you have, what things you're interested in, and we can certainly, explain it to you better. I did want to keep this, limited to not, being too long, but if you have any questions, now's a good time to ask that. Anyone? We're really happy to have had so many people join us today. I hope that means that I explained everything perfectly, that there are no questions. But it is okay if you want to save your questions, for us to come to ask us. This is the contact information. Oh, I forgot to fix Sam's. It's sam@steady.org. and then Kelly@steady.org. And Jessica, of course, she's helpful too. She can help with questions as well. Let's see, can you assign training specifically aligned to the district? that can be part of your district specific content. If there's something specific that you want your district to know, we won't change our training to, in any way, but we can certainly add that district specific content to the training. As far as cost of the trainings, yes, the SubSkills training online is $39.95 if a substitute were to go on and order it for themselves. So it's very affordable, as I said before. Now, if the district would like to purchase the training for their substitute teachers, then we give a 25% discount across the board. So it's just $29.95. And as I said, we would add the online teaching, the teaching online course, for that same $10, price, so that, I guess that would put it to $39.95 for each of your substitutes to have the basic SubSkills training and the $29.95. Now, the packages do have special pricing based on the size of your district, so I can't really say what those are going to be. I guess I could tell you that the advanced training courses are normally $19.95. If you were going to order them as a district separately, it would be $14.95 each. And maybe by kind of looking at that, you can see what value there is in going into the packages, because we really make it very affordable. Let's see. So Stacy's asking, so the cost would be per substitute. Well, when you order the trainings, like if you just ordered SubSkills or just advanced, special ed, or, then we do sell it to you based, on a per substitute basis. Handbooks we sell based on bulk pricing. That has more to do with just the sizes of the boxes and, being able to send it. Can the teaching online be done separately? Yes, that any of the courses I mentioned are all courses that are separate courses. We just combine them in packages, and they do have different pricing that ranges anywhere from $19.95 to, I think, $49.95. So it just depends on which course that you had. You can always find the course prices on their own at study.org/shop, our shop page. If you want to purchase something, or you're going to do a lot better to contact me or Sam about actually buying something. The pricing that you see on the shop pages is designed for substitute teachers to go and order those things on their own. But when you as a district want to purchase something, we are able to give you, better pricing, because you are purchasing it for all of your district, and we can definitely help you with that. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat, and I was noticing Julie asking a question about teachers that are teaching online but have students in the classroom. In that situation, I would highly recommend that you take advantage of your substitute teachers who want to work and let them help out. If you've got a teacher that's trying to do her lesson with with students, they're right in the classroom, but also trying to project that lesson, online, then it would be very helpful to have a substitute teacher, as a second pair of eyes to help monitor the students in the class or monitor the kids that are online trying to learn. So I'm not sure if anybody's doing it that way. Oh, I see Stacy wanted to know about the place you can view the prices. You can view the prices for the substitute teachers for the courses when they're ordered individually at study.org/shop, or just go to study.org and click on shop, either one. And I'm sure there's going to be some more questions, and I hope that you will feel free to reach out to us to let us know. I'm going to show this video one more time, and then I have one more slide after this, okay?
We don't fly airplanes without a co-pilot, and we don't run schools without a backup teacher as well. That's why you are needed as a substitute teacher in our classrooms. Times are changing, expectations are increasing, kids are smarter, and we need more teaching and less babysitting today than we did in the past. Substitute teachers need to be better prepared and ready to teach, just like a qualified co-pilot. Even if you don't have a teaching degree, you can be ready to teach at a moment's notice, and we'll show you how. Make a difference in a student's life and enjoy a flexible schedule by becoming a substitute teacher today. We don't fly airplanes without a co-pilot, and we...
Oops, sorry about that. Let me just mention too, I realized as I was watching that that I did not clarify and specify, as I absolutely need to, that anybody who starts requiring the steady training, whether it's the full, package training or just the substitute teacher training, we will make that video available to you to have on your website to help you to recruit substitute teachers. So we are very happy to do that for our partners. And I just wanted to make sure that, because I don't think I said that before, but also, we know you noticed there were some subs that were with us at the beginning, but this is the webinar that we are doing for substitute teachers. Training for substitute teachers next Wednesday. I believe Jessica, our sub trainer, is the one that will be doing this for us. And it's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure that that's clear for any of your substitute teachers that you'd like to share this with. There's the link for them to register. It is free for them, and it is for the substitute teachers. So make sure you share that with them. And thank you very much. I appreciate everyone that took time to join